Hey everyone, Nick here and welcome back to GamerTube, and welcome back to our Poppy Playtime character concept series. So in today's video, the character we'll be looking into is known as Stegophone. So we'll go through this character's backstory, gameplay mechanics, and all that good stuff as well. But before we do any of that, do be sure to leave a like and subscribe to GamerTube as it helps a lot and it's greatly appreciated. But alrighty, with that all out of the way, let's get into the character concept for Stegophone. So previously in our Poppy Playtime character concept series, we've been looking into the other musical toy dinosaurs here at the factory. The new toys we've seen so far have been Brontoflute, Xylosaurus, and Dilophosaurine. Each of these crazed dino toys has had it out for the player, but each time the player has managed to get the best of them and escape safe and sound. In the last episode, they managed to escape the advanced research area of the lab where Dilophosaurine was lurking around. The player obtained the new retractor hand shield that can protect them from any oncoming projectiles. After escaping from Dilophosaurine, they now find themselves deeper within this advanced lab, but they'll soon realise that they won't be able to traverse this area alone. They'll need some help from an unlikely ally, and the player will meet them sooner or later. Speaking of, let's meet this character now. So the next toy dino character we're introducing is known as Stegophone. Stegophone is a mixture between the dinosaur, the Stegosaurus, and the audio device, the microphone. Her bright orange and amber body sprouted a number of different sized microphones all down her back. Each microphone would put out a different tone and frequency. This would give the user multiple audio effects to use when they sing into her microphone spikes. So as unique and interesting as Stegophone looked, she was considered to be a failed toy. After they finished her overall design, the company decided to not release her into the final toy line. In the end, they thought her design was quite strange and awkward. Who needed that many microphones in one toy? And with all the internal wiring and batteries inside her body, she proved to be quite the problematic toy that would always malfunction. So they scrapped her design and left poor Stegophone to gather dust here at the factory. Playtime Co. also chose not to experiment on her. They deemed her an unnecessary toy and weren't interested in including her in the SM27 trials. So fortunately, Stegophone was spared from the horrors of being a mutated subject of this horrible facility. But not being able to regenerate left her body withered and worn. Her multiple microphones were damaged and broken, and her orange and amber body was no longer bright and colourful. Stegophone, for the most part, managed to get around this area undetected. She'd be able to hide from all the other hostile toys and the creepy patient. She could get around undetected thanks to her many microphones. She was able to put out a special frequency that would temporarily disable any security devices around the facility, so she could get past any security cameras or turrets in her way. This came in handy and was the main reason she has survived in this area for so long, and soon she'd be able to use this ability to help the player get out of here alive. Speaking of, we now return back to the player. They've found themselves in the deepest part of the advanced lab. This place seems to be heavily guarded by multiple security devices. All throughout this area are motion security cameras. If these cameras detect the player, then they'll activate the security turrets. It no longer matters that the player has Dr. Bailey's keycard to bypass the security. This is because the cameras have inbuilt bioscanners that are only registered to Dr. Bailey's DNA. It seems that this area is off limits to anyone who isn't him. What secrets are they hiding in this facility? Only Dr. Bailey is allowed in this area, and he must be extremely vital to the research here at Playtime Co. So whenever the player accidentally trips the security system, they could deflect the auto turrets with their retractor shield. But this can only defend them for so long. It can help them in a pinch, but they can't get through this area with the shield alone. The player needs to find a way to get through these security systems, and moments later, they find an answer to their problem. They see Stegophone sleeping under one of the laser scanners. Why wasn't the security system being activated? They look a little closer and see what's really happening. It appears that Stegophone is putting out a special frequency that is disabling the scanners. Wherever she goes, her multiple microphones can disrupt these scanners. Finally, the player has found a way to get out of here. They just need to find out if Stegophone is friendly or not. When they approach her, she suddenly wakes up. She doesn't seem to be threatening. In fact, she seems glad to see that one of the workers is still alive. Since all the researchers left her alone, she didn't really see any of the humans to be a threat. Stegophone realizes that the player wants to get out of this area, so she agrees to help them and walks towards the exit. Wherever she walks, her special frequency will deactivate the security system. From time to time, Stegophone will fall asleep. The player needs to wake her up in order to get her moving. They would need to stay close to her in order to stay in the range of her frequency. They would both bypass all the security cameras and turrets. But if any of them went off, the player could use the retractor hand to defend themselves. This would only work a couple of times before the shield runs out of power, so they would need to stay close to Stegophone. Eventually, after traversing through this highly secured area, the player and Stegophone finally reach the exit. What lies beyond this point may be the truth to what is actually happening here at this lab. There's only one way to find out for sure, and with Stegophone's help, they'll be able to uncover the truth. And as to what the truth will be, we'll just have to wait and see. So I think Stegophone would be another great character to add to the roster. It's always a good change of pace to have a friendly character in the mix. With all of these evil and hostile toys trying to get to the player, it's always nice to have a friendly character who is on your side. Stegophone's special frequency would definitely help the player get through this area. They would just need to stay close and keep waking her up from her multiple naps. If they can do all this, then they'll make it to the end safe and sound. But what lies ahead of them at the end is up to them to find out. And sooner or later, they'll finally know the truth. Alrighty everyone, well that's all we have for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like, commenting and subscribing, as it helps out a lot and it's greatly appreciated. As always, do be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what you thought of Stegophone and what you'd like to see going forward. Also, I just want to thank each and every one of you for watching today's video. We really appreciate all the support with all your likes, comments and shares, and we're so glad you're enjoying these new characters so far. And lastly, we just want to say a very big thank you to all of our GamerTube members who help support the channel. If you'd like to be a GamerTube member, then do be sure to click the join button or the link down below. But alrighty everyone, until our next Poppy Playtime character concept video, I'll catch you later, bye.